Hello, everyone, and welcome to Soul Stained Ink. My name is Beth, and today I am here to celebrate the 6-year anniversary of Elizabeth at Lizzie Faye Loves Books booktube channel by doing one of her original tags called the I Never Book tag, which she actually created for her 1-year anniversary. So, yay! Happy anniversary, Lizzie. I hope you enjoy my answers. So, question number one is I never read that. A book that you have never read, although it seems like everybody else has. And I have a few of these. I've never read any book by Patrick Rothfuss. I've never read the Skyward series. There are several classics that I've never read. I think I started Jane Eyre, but never finished it. Um, the There were about 18 other books in my head just then that flew away, but you get the idea. Number two, I never read anything so awesome. Name your favorite book. I have several favorite books, but my current absolute favorite series is the Cemetery of Forgotten Books series by Carlos Ruiz Zafón, and The Shadow of the Wind, which is the first book in the series, is what I tell people is my favorite book. Although, as a bookish person, you actually have a cajillion favorite books. So Pride and Prejudice, Shadow of the Wind, Sherlock Holmes. It just depends on my mood. Number three, I never thought I would get through it. Name a book that you didn't like but powered through anyway. Oh, there's so many in my master's classes. Trying to remember. It wasn't Native Son. There's one I had to read last semester that I cannot remember. It may have been Native Son. Cannot remember the name of it. But basically, this boy was living in segregated Chicago, I think, and it's got him like taking care of business in a movie theater, and he ends up like accidentally murdering his boss's daughter and not so accidentally murdering like his girlfriend, and it's a very, very important work of literature, but I had to power through it for class. Like there was no other way for me to say it. All right, let's see. Number four, I will never finish that. Name a book or series that you don't plan on finishing. Um, I don't plan on finishing uh, Daphne du Maurier books. I'm sorry, guys. I read, I don't plan on finishing is it My Cousin Rachel? Is that the one she did? Anyway, and then there's the one that everybody loves and we never know the narrator's name, and it's it's a bunch of people's favorite book. I just don't like the way Daphne du Maurier writes. So there we go. I will never regret reading that. Name a book you read solely on a recommendation that you ended up really liking. Sorry, guys, had to change the camera angle there. But I'm currently reading Addie LaRue, The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. It's like everybody's been recommending it, but Elizabeth from Lizzie Faye Loves Books was reading it and was like, if you want to read it with me, whatever. And I kind of started it and was like, it's interesting. I don't know. I'll ease my way through it. And then she was like, man, I got started and I just didn't want to put it down. And now I myself am flying through it because of her recommendation for that. So I am enjoying it. Um, I have the questions pictured on here. I would never do that. Name a relatable book character who made choices you didn't agree with or did things you would never do. Addie LaRue, one of my favorite literary characters of all time is Elizabeth from Pride and Prejudice, and not just because she has my name. We're very, very similar individuals, but some of the way she handled things, not so fond of. Just the entire cast of, why am I blanking on names? It's because I'm talking to you. If I wasn't talking to you, I wouldn't be blanking on all the names. Shoot, the one with Heathcliff. Just that whole story. Yeah, none of that. Romeo and Juliet, stupidest thing ever. Would never do that. All right. I never wanted to admit it. Name a book that you were embarrassed to say you read or were embarrassed to carry around with you. I've never been embarrassed to carry a book around with me. And I don't think there's any books like Twilight. I'm not really embarrassed to say that I read it, but it's not something I would just randomly bring up, you know? But I'm not embarrassed by any of the books that I have read. They are all part of me. I never read anything so heartwarming. Name a book or a series that really touched your heart. The Anne of Green Gables series. And this cozy mystery series that I'm reading right now. I mentioned it in the other tag that I'm doing to celebrate Elizabeth's 6-year booktube anniversary. And it is the Jane Frost cozy mystery series. It's Nocturne Falls Mysteries by Julie Painter or something like that. It's just all about like she's solving mysteries, but she's also like finding friends and making her own family, and she's in her 30s and she's out in the world and found a job she loves, and it just warms my heart. I never laughed so hard. Name a book that made you laugh out loud. Jane Austen's Northanger Abbey. Just very dry wit. I was listening to the audiobook. I'd never read it before. I was listening to the audiobook and laughed so hard I had to pull off the side of the road and sit and calm down because there were a couple of places where she like broke the fourth wall and made fun of herself basically, and it was amazing. And number 10, I never could have made it through childhood without it. Name a favorite childhood book or book series. The Anne of Avonlea, Anne of Green Gables series, the Winnie the Pooh books, although I didn't get into A.A. Milne until I was a teen. And I read The Hobbit for the first time when I was 10, and I've never looked back. Tolkien is one of my favorite authors. The Hobbit and the Lord of the Rings trilogy are some of my favorite books. I reread them every year. This year I read The Hobbit and the first book in the Lord of the Rings with Elena. So I think we're going to go back and restart the Fellowship of the Rings because she didn't pay much attention to that. But yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed those, and they helped me get through when we moved. My dad is a minister, and we moved in the middle of my freshman year of high school. So those, and I was really into like Nora Roberts mysteries at the time because my grandma kept giving them to me. Nancy Drew books, and honestly, still to this day, I own a bunch of Babysitter Club books. I still reread them. They're amazing. And I started reading them when I was probably 6 or 7, so those definitely played a big part. That is the end of the I Never book tag. Hope you guys enjoyed my answers. I would love to hear some of your answers down below, or do the tag, and let Elizabeth at Lazy Faye Loves Books know about it so we can all go watch it. Once again, happy BookTube anniversary, Elizabeth. I'm so glad that you're on here and that we are friends. I hope you have many more happy years making bookish videos. Have a great day, guys. Bye.